What if the world's top clothing brand didn't see itself as a fashion label? Tadashi Yanai, the founder, says, Uniqlo is not a fashion company. It's a technology company. And he means it. This is the story of how fabric science, a mindset focused on learning from mistakes, built a retail giant. Tadashi Yanai wanted to do more than run a clothing company. Born in 1949, he grew up in his family's small menswear shop. Later, he studied economics and political science at Waseda University. From early on, he thought more like a tech founder than a fashion designer. While many focused on new colors and styles each season, Yanai saw clothing as a process to fix and improve, using systems and data. In 1980s Japan, this was rare. People who wanted high-status clothes bought European brands. People who wanted value bought from low-cost chains. No one called their company a technology company that sells clothes. Yanai did, and he meant it. He wanted to use precision and control. Guesswork was out. Instead, he used tests, measured what worked, then made changes again and again. He often said 1 win and 99 losses. This was the company's way of working. Staff tested new products, store layouts, and ideas as small trials.
Uniqlo オリオ本庄199号線に3月9日朝6時瞬間ウルトラオープン Uniqlo!
Most failed, but each one was studied. These lessons were used for the next test. For Yanai, improvement was a step-by-step cycle. Launch, get feedback, make changes, try again. Yanai made these ideas his management rules, 23 in all. Focused on small steps, clear results, and customer needs. There were no rules about tailoring or fabric design, only how to keep learning and adapting. Yanai saw clothing as something that could always get better. If a shirt could improve, so could the fabric. Uniqlo worked with partners who could develop new materials to fit their needs. Over time, the company became more like a lab. Teams worked on fabric strength, warmth, and dryness, always keeping costs low. Instead of just buying fabric from suppliers, Yanai treated fabric as something they could help build and improve. This system didn't replace stores, it supported them. Stores still sold well-folded basics. But behind the scenes, these goods came from a cycle of steady testing and improvements. Uniqlo made plans with advanced material makers, moving away from fashion cycles and closer to applied science. The next step was to link all these systems with top-level engineers to keep pushing what clothing could do. While other brands focused on trends, Uniqlo worked in a way more like industrial research. Behind the store were rooms with microscopes and climate chambers. Here, fabrics were made, not chosen. A key partner was Terray Industries. Terray is not a well-known name in fashion. It's a global company making advanced fibers for things like planes, cameras, and electronics. They work with materials that handle very tough conditions. For Yanai, this skill made them the right choice. If clothing could be made with this level of care, it could work better than regular fabrics. The first big result from this team was Heat Tech in 2003. Heat Tech looked simple but used a mix of acrylic, polyester, and rayon. It kept people warm without being heavy, so it was easy to wear under other clothes. By 2009, almost 50 million pieces were sold, showing that good fabric could be a big success. After Heat Tech, they made ultralight down around 2009, using very thin nylon and high-quality down. These jackets were warm but packed down small and stayed dry in wind or rain. They acted more like gear than normal jackets, but were affordable for many people. In 2013, they launched Airism. This was made to keep people cool and dry in hot weather. Ultra-thin microfiber helped push sweat off the skin and dry fast. The shirts felt smooth and light. For those in hot places, the difference was easy to feel. The shirt kept dry and cool all day. Making these fabrics did not start with a style idea. It started with a practical problem, like staying warm without heavy layers or staying dry in the heat. Teams of engineers ran tests, measured results, and tried new versions. Products were tested both in labs and real life before they were sold. This was research for comfort, not looks. This method let Uniqlo sell clothes for their function, not for new styles. Most brands bought fabric for each new season. Uniqlo and Toray worked on longer timelines. Customers didn't need to know the science, they simply felt the benefits. Most clothing stores work with many outside companies. Designs, fabrics, production, and shipping all come from different places. Each step adds time, cost, and risk to quality. Uniqlo does things differently. Its model works as one connected system that handles design, making and selling with direct control. This way of working is called SPA, Specialty Store Retailer of Private Label Apparel. For Uniqlo, this means they manage everything from the first idea to the store shelf. By doing this, they cut out extra costs and can make changes faster than brands that use many suppliers. Uniqlo doesn't guess what will sell. They start with small production runs, around 30% of what they think might sell, and use sales data to decide what to make next. This stops overproduction and allows quick changes if customers need shifts. Instead of betting on trends, they pay attention to real sales numbers and use resources where needed. This setup works even better because of their fabric breakthroughs. If a new material is developed with Toray, it can be tested right away without waiting for other suppliers. Patterns are made, samples tested, and changes are quick. There's less time between creating a new fabric and selling it in stores. In stores, every product has an RFID chip. This tracks each size and color, helps manage stock, and speeds up checkout. If something becomes popular, head office can see this at once and send more to stores without delay. Warehouses use robots and smart software to pick and ship products faster, often within a day after strong sales. Instead of just storing goods, these warehouses quickly move items where they are needed. The ultralight down jacket is an example. Uniqlo released it quietly in select stores. When customers liked it, they quickly made more, added new colors, and delivered to more places, all supported by their fast supply chain. What took a year for other brands took Uniqlo much less time. By joining all steps, Uniqlo can sell advanced fabrics at good prices, avoid waste, and make updates during the season. Products like heat tech and airism move from lab to store without delays or outside parties. Stores stay stocked with what people want, so there's less leftover stock and fewer markdowns. Even with this strong system in Japan, taking it to new countries brought challenges. What worked well at home did not always work the same way in other places. Uniqlo's early moves outside Japan showed the limits of their method. In 2001, they opened stores in London, but chose locations with few shoppers, away from busy shopping areas. In 2005, the brand entered the US, but often picked malls far from city centers, missing the urban areas that fit their style. People didn't know the brand, so these stores struggled. Sales were low, costs were high, and Uniqlo's strong systems from Japan didn't have the same effect. Yanai said, "We opened 21 outlets and closed 16, an expensive lesson." Other problems followed. Uniqlo used Japanese sizing in Western markets. A medium for Tokyo felt tight in London or New York. Pricing was off as well. What was seen as good value in Japan seemed expensive in the UK, where cheaper, trendier fashion brands were strong. Over time, Uniqlo solved these issues by offering larger sizes in the US and opening stores in city centers, not in suburban malls. This better matched local needs. China was different. There, Uniqlo opened large, popular stores in busy city districts and used O2O, online to offline model, connecting with Tmall to link online data with store experiences. These stores were more than just places to shop. They were like live test labs. Layouts were open, displays organized with tech built in. Staff watched how people shop, and this added to what sales numbers showed. This turned stores into real-time studies. The team saw which colors, fabrics, and styles people liked. They tracked differences by region and season. Sizing ranged from large to small based on local demand. Prices were set to fit what people expected. Even fabrics were chosen to suit the weather in each area. Lighter in the south, heavier in the north. A key part of this was the Ariake project. Ariake brought all the data, forecasting, and delivery work together, letting Uniqlo shift production based on sales, weather, and social trends. If a jacket sold well in one city, they quickly make more, move stock, or adjust design for that place. Changes that once took months could be made during the same season. With this change, Uniqlo stopped copying the Japanese model in new markets. Each country became its own set of lessons. The core ideas stayed the same. Simple, lasting, useful LifeWear, but the details matched local needs better. This avoided the mistake they made in London and early US stores. With a flexible and data-driven plan, Uniqlo moved from fixing mistakes to setting trends. The same tools used to manage fit and restocking could now launch new products that fit local tastes. Some new items brought more than comfort. They also carried cultural meaning. You may have worn a shirt linked to a famous artist or film studio without knowing it. A plain graphic tee could be a partnership from Studio Ghibli, Picasso, Disney, or Marvel. The center of this is UT, or Uniqlo T-shirts, which started in 2003. More than just another product, UT is a platform for ongoing partnerships with artists, museums, franchises, and cultural names. On store racks, basic clothes are broken up by graphic print. Andy Warhol art, manga scenes, or old video game graphics. These stand out and catch your attention. Uniqlo treats culture the same way it treats fabrics, as a working part of its main system. LifeWear is the brand's base. UT designer teams are like apps, short-term, emotional experiences on top of daily basics. UT and other partnerships don't chase trends. The themes are often classic, a well-known painting, a popular cartoon, or a big name. So the item stays relevant. This makes each purchase feel like a lasting part of your closet, based on shared cultural links. Consistency matters. A Disney UT shirt in Tokyo is the same as one in Paris. This keeps the Uniqlo image the same everywhere, and lets campaigns run in many places at once. When a new line is released in different markets together, buyers feel part of something bigger. Some partnerships combine style and function. Sports collaborations with Roger Federer use Airism or Dry X fabrics. For production, the steps are simple. Partnerships run through the same factories as core gear. A graphic tee can be made next to a plain one, so costs stay low and stock is flexible, even for limited runs. This fits with Uniqlo's connected spa model. By building these partnerships into its normal system, Uniqlo turns culture into clothes you can keep and wear, while upholding the exact same standards on every item. This makes Uniqlo both a clothing maker and a culture sharer, ready to use what works anywhere in the world.